So, 6 years in Folsom, in a hole for 3. McNeil before that. Is McNeil as tough as they say? Well, you're looking to become a penologist? You're looking to go back? I just got cruise guys ready to fuck up, get busted back. You must have been working some dipshit crew. I worked all kinds. You see me holding a liquor store with tilt reader tattoos on my chest? No, I do not. That's right. I ain't never going back. Then don't take down scores. I do what I do best. I take down scores. You do what you do best. Stop guys like me. So you never wanted a regular type life? What the fuck is that? Barbecue and ball games? Yeah. Regular type life, just like your life. My life? Oh. My life is a disaster zone. I got a stepdaughter so fucked up because her dad is this lard type asshole. My wife, slipping down. My third, because I'm out there chasing guys like you. That's my life. Guy told me one time that never attach yourself to something you cannot walk out on 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner. Now if you're on me and you gotta move when I move, how do you expect to keep a marriage? Well, that's an interesting point. What are you, a monk? I have a woman. What do you tell her? I tell her I'm a salesman. So, if something happens, you're just gonna leave this woman. That's the discipline. Well, that's pretty vague. It is what it is, pal. Either that or we better go do something else. I don't know how to do anything else. Neither do I. I don't much want to either. Neither do I. You and I are sitting here like a couple of regular fellas. I mean, you do what you do and I do what I do. Now, if I'm on you and I got you boxed in and I gotta put you away, I wouldn't like it. But brother, if it's between you and some broad you're about to make widow, you are going down. There's a flip side to that coin. What if you're in my way and I gotta put you down? Because no matter what, you will not get in my way. Well, maybe that's the way it's gonna be. Or you'll never see me again. Damn, was that a powerful scene or what? Man, that is like my most favorite scene in this movie, Heat. Like, I watch that movie all the time and I only watch it for this scene, but I never skip to this scene. I let it build up. It is the most amazing scene. Did you feel the intensity in that? Not in the original, in mine. Just joking. So today we're going to be doing Robert De Niro's horoscope. And if you're new to my channel and maybe you're trying to be an actor like Robert De Niro, you always watch his movies and you act like him, you got his poster. Huh? You talking to me? I am really bad at that. But, so if you want to know maybe if you have the alignment like Robert De Niro does, maybe you can be successful like Robert De Niro. So stick around. So let's do Robert De Niro's horoscope, a quick one. Okay, so Robert De Niro was born on August 17th, 1943 in Brooklyn, New York at 3 a.m. So let's bring his chart up. So as you see, he has Saturn and Gemini in the ascendant. He has Jupiter and Rahu in the second house in the sign of Cancer. He has Sun, Mercury, Venus in the third house of Leo. He has the South Node Ketu in the 8th house. He has Moon in the 9th house. And he has Mars in Taurus in the 12th house. So this is his actual horoscope. Now, so Robert De Niro, he got divorced. in 1985, I think, and he was married in 1976 when he was like 32 years old. And why did he get a divorce? Well, first of all, it's clear. Saturn is in the ascendant looking at the seventh house, meaning it's delaying the marriage until 35. So if he was to get married with his first wife after 35, he would still be married. And another reason why he should have married late, because Saturn is aspecting Venus from his third aspect, because Venus is in the third house and is looking at Sun, Venus, and Mercury both. Okay, so whenever Saturn aspects Venus or the seventh lord, it will always try to give a delay marriage. Okay, next, Mars in the 12th house. Mars in the 12th house is aspecting the seventh house, meaning that he is a Manglik. So we do not know if his wife, the first wife, was a Manglik or not. Okay. Next, Mars looking at the seventh house again is giving either a very early marriage or very late marriage, and that's what it's done. And it's obviously giving a lot of aggressiveness in the marriage. So obviously we can see why it didn't work out the first time around. And remember, he still got married late in his early 30s, like 31, 32. He got married, but still he should have waited for that. So that kind of delayed the marriage. His career, okay, started at around the age of 32, 31. Why did that get a late start? Well, and he had to struggle a lot. I mean, he got his big break obviously in Godfather Part 2 when he was about 34 years of age, I believe. Yeah, 33 or 34. Now, first thing you want to ask yourself is this, and which everybody wants to know, is what makes him a great actor? How did he become so big in Hollywood? Well, it's simple if you look at his horoscope, in which I tell you the third house in your horoscope birth chart, the Vedic birth chart, okay, it's media, communication. And the fifth house in astrology is creativity, it's artistry, it is cinema, it is theatrical performance, being on a stage. And in his case, those houses, the third house is being ruled by the sun, and the fifth house is being ruled by Venus. And guess what? Both of these houses, the lords of these houses, are in conjunction in the third house with Mercury. Mercury, who loves performing. Mercury is the original, communicator, and his ascendant is Mercury. So his entire life, his life being is about communication, media, okay, especially in Leo, not just Leo, but in the house, in the nakshatra of Magha, meaning throne. Like you will be on top of your industry whenever you start in that industry. And he has ruled the industry for a very, very long time. Maybe not now, but everybody wants to be De Niro and Pacino. Now, the reason why he's a very dramatic actor, very dark actor, and why he got his start in life late, in his 30s, is because Saturn is sitting in the ascendant house, in the first house, okay, rising sign. And Saturn aspects the first, third, seventh, and 10th place from itself. So Saturn is not only aspecting the career, but it's also aspecting his ascendant lord, Mercury, Venus, and Sun. So what that does, it delays things, because Saturn delays things. It gives things with ease because it's a slow moving planet. So it makes you want to be patient. So he had to struggle a lot. Him and Pacino were like sleeping on each other's couches, until up to their late 20s. Even when De Niro was making films before Godfather 2 and he was doing these indie flicks, he wasn't getting paid much, especially in that time and era. He wasn't getting paid that much. The big break came after Godfather 2. Okay. And if you want to know what other things you can see in his chart that makes him an actor, and why is it that he makes money by giving an impression on people. Like, in order for him to gain success, he must have an impression on people. Why? Because Rahu, the north node of the moon, that is obsession, that is obsessed with the limelight, obsessed with worldly desires, is aspects the 10th house also, from the second house where he sits along with Jupiter. But Rahu, whenever Rahu is in the 10th house or in the second house or in the 4th house, okay, a person must make an impression on somebody in order to get money in a career, to put a really dynamic impression on people. And De Niro, along with Jupiter, what this is doing is creating Guru Chandal Yoga. So he has a very unorthodox way of making an impression. And he's sitting in his speech house. The second house represents speech and the way you speak, the way you communicate. And him and Pacino have this dialect, this awkward dialect, and it's a very dramatic, gangster type dialects that they have. They've always done these kind of movies because Rahu sitting there makes it unusual. Rahu pretty much means unusual. Jupiter means guidance. So these guys have always been those, like mafia people. Like, let me guide you, but I am going to be unusual in my guidance because the lifestyle that they show in these movies are very abnormal lifestyles. So, but, this is not how you actually see a career. Because in Vedic astrology, there are divisional charts. So each house has to be opened surgically in order to see what exactly is going on in there. So we're going to surgically open the 10th house. And we're going to open it up and see exactly what's going in the 10th house. Does it really confirm that he's an actor or not? So let's do that. So as you see in his D9 chart, he is a Scorpio ascendant, meaning that his personality is very just deep, intense, and dramatic, with dramatic feelings. And Lord of that ascendant is, guess where? In the 3rd house of media and communication. And not to mention, it's aspecting the 10th house from its 8th aspect, because Mars looks at the 1st, 4th, 7th, and 8th place from wherever it sits. So if you go counterclockwise, it's looking at the 10th house. And then 10th house is what? Leo. The sign that wants to be out there, wants to show off, wants to perform, wants to be the center of attention. And it has Leo, Moon, and Jupiter in there. And I mean, obviously we don't know with Nakshatra, but it's really glorifying his career in the limelight. But Venus, that is a signifactor of cinema, artistry, acting, is sitting, guess where? The 7th house of other people. So he needs to be in front of other people, in front of the masses, in order to, get paid, get money. So Venus in the 7th house gives him fame. And remember what I told you about mass fame. Rahu and Venus in the 5th, 7th, or 10th house, either in the D1, D9, or D10 chart. Okay? So guys, this was my analysis on Robert De Niro's horoscope. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe above, because I'm going to be sharing more of these horoscope, and I'm going to be telling you the truth about astrology. And if you want to know more about astrology, check out my link below with my articles there on careers and my book there that hopefully will give you a correct sight on astrology. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.